I'm Bowling Outer.
And I'm Lucy Savage.
Welcome to
The BS on the internet.
Well, it's been another one of those weeks.
Not as bad as it has been.
No, it's kind of slow.
It's been a
little
little bit better, at least in our lives.
Yes.
Because the sickness that we have been dealing with is finally working its way out of our household.
Yes, we are starting to get better. We're starting to, it's happening.
We're on day 12.
It's happening. Oh my
I think,
God,
well,
yes.
T.O. is on day 12.
We finally took him to the doctor because it had been a cold for too long, and they gave like a 7 to 10 day thing. Then he's like, okay, then go to the doctor.
Yeah, they want
but
you
he
to
didn't
try
have
and
a
work it
fever
out.
or anything like that. It was all just really it's crazy runny
pouring.
nose, but
Just
that
his
was
nose
like
is just running.
exclusively what he had. So it wasn't
Yeah.
anything to be crazy like scared about.
Yeah.
But it was like, okay, it's been too long. Let's take him to the doctor. And the doctor's like, all right, well, just in case, let's treat him for sinus infection. Let's get some antibiotics. He has not had a runny nose since we took him home from the doctor. It's like if we hadn't gone,
So
he just
mad.
decided to get all better.
I know.
But now that we got the antibiotics, I'm gonna give it to him anyway.
Yeah, just go to
in
old
case,
amoxicillin.
Just in case.
We'll just do a run through of that
Yeah, just in
and
case.
just knock it out.
I'm just happy he's feeling better. It looks like he's starting to feel better.
I know, because it's lingering. And then because I was around him all the time, it's been lingering with me.
Yeah.
I've been blowing my nose like crazy. You've been kind of over it. The
Yeah.
baby's kind of been a little sniffly. He was a little snotty this morning.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's working its way out, but it was a very heavy week because of the shootings last weekend.
Oh yeah.
And it was wasn't social media this week a wreck?
Oh, I didn't. I was
Like-
kind of avoiding it.
Were you?
It was getting so out of. I'm like, what am I gonna do? Wake up in the morning and be like, I'm gonna start my day with this. Like, I stopped
know.
checking it in the morning.
Did you?
Yeah, I don't check it in the morning anymore. I've stopped doing that altogether. I get out of bed.
It's not a bad
I
idea.
Go freaking run on the treadmill.
Yeah.
I go take a shower. I get dressed. I go to work.
Yeah.
And then at lunchtime, all right,
check.
I'll pop on Twitter, see
Maybe
what's
I'll
happening.
do that.
But then I can just check notifications, see what you guys are talking about,
Yes.
which is a little nicer to
Huge.
read a lot of the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And, we'll talk about one thing here and there, but, I am not starting my day with it anymore because I can't start my day with, here's what happened. I just can't do it. I can't.
I know. Well, even I was glued to the news, like so many of you were glued to the news with all of these shootings this past week. We're going to cover some stuff having to do with them. We don't want to make it even heavier than it has been.
No, we're going to stay
But-
kind of light on it. Yeah.
I just, it's beyond time to do something about this. I think we all agree. We were talking with a lot of you guys on social media, just everybody's fed up.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Everyone's got ideas, but nobody's doing anything.
I know,
You know?
And I hate the numbness that Americans have along
It
with
is
it
terrible.
right now.
There's been so many of them that were like, oh, another one.
Yeah.
Oh, another one.
Yeah.
I'm old enough to remember when
Columbine.
Columbine happened,
Yeah.
and that was the most shocking thing that had ever happened.
Shocking.
You know?
Do you know I was at my parents' house maybe a couple years ago, and I was going through some of my old stuff, and I found a note that I had written between my 3 best friends. We were all sharing a note, and it had just happened. And
Yeah.
it was like, yo, did you hear about the
Yeah.
shooting? And then you pass it to your friend in the hallway,
Yeah.
and then they write back yeah, somebody went and shot up the school, and then you pass it to another one. And it's our conversation, and I was like, wow,
I remember a
this
few
is
of us
crazy.
were calling each other, you okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Because all of us were just shocked.
It was creepy.
We were in high school.
Yeah.
So it was that age. We were the same
Right.
age as the kids that it was happening to
Yeah.
at the time. So
Nuts.
that was crazy. And then then there was another one a few years later.
Right.
And then another one a few years later. And then all of a sudden they're happening all the time.
I know.
And it
you have a weekend
accelerated
like this.
so fast.
I know.
It's so freaking scary.
I know.
I don't know. I mean,
Are you getting afraid? And I want to know your guys' answers to this too. Are you getting afraid to go to a heavily populated place?
I'm not quite there yet.
I'm getting
but what
there.
just recently hit me was there was another one that happened, well, not almost one that happened in Walmart, Missouri.
Oh, yeah,
A
yeah.
guy walked in with body armor and an assault
Yeah,
rifle and a handgun.
just started walking around.
And they stopped him and called the
Right.
cops, and the cops picked him up.
Yeah.
But that was another Walmart. So now I'm afraid to go into a Walmart.
Yeah.
I feel like a Walmart anywhere is now
Maybe a
ground
Target.
zero for this
Yeah.
stuff, especially if it's a Walmart that sells guns, because that means they're in a place where people just are carrying guns all the time.
I know.
And
And well, we live in an area where guns are not.
there's no open carry.
No,
around
there's
here, I
no
don't
open
think.
carry. Growing up, if I had a friend whose dad had a gun,
That's
you
still
know?
like...
and you're
there's not
you
a
know,
lot of guns around
no,
here.
It's not really
that kind of community.
No.
It's not very rural, so you
No.
don't have a lot of hunters.
Right.
You have some. I mean, like, I'm sure there's people around with guns. It's just not
People
as much part of the
around
culture here. It's just
people
that,
fish here.
Yeah.
That's
people
pretty much
fish
it.
here.
That's about it.
There's
yeah.
some hunters, but they go somewhere else to do it.
Yeah,
I mean, you can't hunt here.
Yeah. Did you grow up with anybody hunting?
My cousins did.
I didn't know
my
that.
uncle did. And my dad didn't.
On your mom's side, uncle, or your dad's side? Uncle?
Dad's side.
Try to figure out which one. Okay, I can see that.
Yeah.
Oh, I did know that.
Yeah.
I did know that. Yeah. Okay.
So
I didn't know which one.
like, so that was kind of like, so I grew up around people who did it, but not all the time. It wasn't that commonplace. I just knew that there were people who did it, and I just wasn't really interested. But
yeah.
But I know there are a lot of places where it's very much ingrained in the culture, and like it's very, especially rural places, and like so it's just. This kind of thing is happening right now. It's just like
some people have livestock and they need to protect their livestock. So they have
but we're not talking about people with
things.
hunting rifles.
No, we're talking about
this is
assault
a
rifles.
very different thing.
I know.
But,
I have
we
such like a disconnect from it though.
Yeah,
from
I'm just not
wanting
around
or
it that
feeling the
much.
need to own a gun.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just I hate the numbness that has washed over all of us, as a result.
Yeah.
And it's just like
it's really sad. We're in a really sad spot right now, and nobody really knows what to do about it. Everybody wants to do something. We have ideas, but nobody really knows that they're gonna work.
Yeah.
And like
everyone, let's study it.
Exactly. My big thing is always like, let's just throw a lot of money at some real peer-reviewed studies. Let's start going crazy and finding some science on this.
Yeah.
About what will work.
Yeah.
Right? Because nobody wants to.
We know it's a problem.
Yeah. Nobody wants to invest in it.
Yeah.
So it's like until we just yell and scream about everything.
Right.
But let's just put money where our mouth is and really get some solid studies. That's where I'm sitting on it. But
yeah.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
That's why I'm advocating for science.
Yes. Speaking of trying to study it and figure out what's going on, a lot of people are just talking about the causes. What's causing all of the shootings? And people are still resting on video games.
So I don't think a lot of people have really...
people really... I know.
Some, sure.
I know my parents feel this way.
Yeah, we're talking about baby boomers, though.
Yeah.
I mean, like...
That's a good point. I think the violence, if they see the violence...
They're the only generation that thinks this. There's not a lot of people that are actually making the argument that video games cause mass shootings. I know. Like, I don't really feel like we're culturally there as a country, but there's this. But then there's this.
Where Walmart, they're not going to stop selling the guns, but they're going to remove the violent video game displays.
Yeah.
So you don't see it, but they're still going to sell the games.
Yeah, they're still going to sell the games.
And,
it's less of a thing than it looks. They're just not going to put the big fat Call of Duty ad up, but you can still walk up and pick the game up, right? Ugh. So it's like, here's what
they're gonna do. Here's what they're gonna do. They're gonna turn off or unplug any video game consoles that show a demo of violent games, specifically PlayStation and Xbox units.
Oh.
Cancel any events promoting combat style or third-person shooter games that may be scheduled. Verify that no movies depicting violence are playing. Turn off any hunting season videos that may be playing in sporting goods and remove any monitors or displays that show the videos. Check all signings throughout the store and remove any referencing combat or third-person shooter video games. That'll do it.
Yeah,
that'll solve the whole thing.
It is like it's a very small thing they're really doing here, but it's still kind of a statement in that, like, well, we're going to say that it's like,
don't sell the guns.
They said it's like out of like respect for the victims or something. It's like respect for the victims. We're gonna go back to this old violent media causes mass shootings, causes violence in the real world, and like,
well, why stop there then?
The silly thing about the reason why this is just completely
let's go
silly
to the kitchen section and remove the knives.
We talked about studies. We've had a lot of studies in this one. We've had plenty of studies on violent media and whether or not it causes actual gun violence in the real world. We have done study, and every few years there's another study, and every few years there's another study. And people really can't find a reliable link between them. They can't. They are trying.
Have you guys had to defend this to anybody who is not a gamer? Because right now we're talking to other gamers.
Yeah,
we are. So I'm curious to see if you guys have either had to defend to your parents, because I've had to do it with mine. Yeah. Saying like, hey, it's those video games, or those video games are bad news. And I'm like,
you come back to the easiest thing, and you mentioned this already, is that these games are really popular everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
So what makes us so different that we are so ready to soak this in and have it get into our being?
It's our
and make
mental
us
health
want
problems.
to kill everybody.
Yeah, I'm curious to see your guys' thoughts on this and what you think needs to happen. And I know you'll all be lovely in the comments because you always are.
Yeah.
But
everybody has different ideas. Be respectful to each other, no matter what your idea is.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because it's personal for a lot of people, and we all live in different areas of the country
and different areas of the world.
Yeah. And like we haven't grown up with gun culture, so we've got a different perspective. Some of you have grown up in gun culture and say, hey, I grew up shooting or whatever. And that's interesting. And I want to know everybody's opinions. And yeah, stick them in the comments. Okay, moving on. Somebody needs to stop Disney because they are getting out of hand. And I love Disney. I do. You know how much I love Disney. However, they're going to remake Home Alone. They're going to remake Night at the Museum, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, and Cheaper by the Dozen. Why? Why are they going to do this?
I'm particularly surprised by Night at the Museum.
Yeah.
That's not that old.
No.
That's really not that old.
No, and there was 3 of them, I think, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I love those movies. They're
Rami
like
Malek
amazing.
was in one, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Like the same age he is now. Like,
Yeah,
that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. That was the first place
Why
I saw
would
Rami
you
Malek.
remake? That seems so weird.
I know. So
why'd you make a sequel? Why do you have to remake it? Just make another Night at the Museum.
I know. I don't like.
This is getting out of hand.
Just like leave it alone. Home Alone is probably. Like it's so perfect to me. I love Home Alone.
Yeah, it's one of those
Home
ones
Alone
that like
is so great, and I loved like the second one.
Yeah,
Lost
the second
in New York.
one's great.
Oh my
Lost in New
gosh,
York,
the Sticky Bandits. I love it. I loved it.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking this was so funny when I was growing up. I remember like belly laughing like really hard. Why do this? Like, do you guys see a need for this? Why?
Yeah.
Why do it?
Seems strange.
I know. But they're saying they're reimaginations.
Yeah. Night at the Museum.
Not a remake.
Reimagination.
So it's going to be like a parallel universe Home Alone. It's not even a remake. It's just going to be, hey, what if I was given the privilege of doing Home Alone?
So it's just another Home Alone
How would I
movie.
do Home Alone? Yeah. So maybe it's like, I'd be curious to see if it's the same script or similar script. It's kind of like updated. Just a different Home Alone.
I don't really care as much if it's just like another Home Alone movie.
Yeah.
And like another Night at the Museum movie.
Didn't they do a bunch of Home Alone?
But there's a difference between them being like, I think there were
like
3,
straight to video or something like that. Without Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, there's always stuff like that happens.
Yeah.
But there's a difference between a remake and like another chapter in it from like a different take on it. Like a different take on it. If it's the same script and the same characters, that's a remake.
Yeah.
But if it's just like, hey, it's a different kid, a different family, different bandits, and the whole thing, a different plot, that's not a remake, I don't think.
No, that's a reimagination.
Yeah, so what is it? The headline says remakes. The first sentence says reimaginations, or the second sentence. So I don't know. If it's a reimagination, it's like, whatever.
I know. I'm like,
I don't have to watch it.
Come on. I know. I just, does anybody think it's a good idea?
I don't know if I'd go say it's a good idea.
Other than Disney.
Other than Disney. I'd say it's like, at best, like a totally neutral, I really couldn't care less idea. You know?
Yeah.
At best. At best.
Well, I just wanted to touch on that.
All right, in gaming news, there's been a patch tweak to Mortal Kombat 11. Pretty big patch. It seems largely a balancing patch, I guess, based on testing and feedback from the community and probably a lot of the pro community. And a lot of stuff has been changed in this, and some particularly interesting stuff. For one, apparently they've added some new brutalities out of nowhere that you can go like find, I guess, in the
great
in the crypt, I suppose.
News.
But that's awesome. I love the idea that they could actually be adding new stuff and just hiding it around.
Yeah, that's cool.
Places.
That is cool. Yeah.
But the problem with that
Content.
is that means like it's probably gonna be like a year before they're gonna do like the whole like pay this fee and unlock everything at once. Like right now it's like just grind your ass off and hope maybe you just happen to come across one of these new things.
Yeah.
So that's still kind of a pain, but I still like that they're adding new stuff.
Oh, totally.
Some really interesting stuff happening to the individual players. Like I saw Jackie Briggs got pretty freaking nerfed. Look at Jackie Briggs is down to 950 health points. Grease kick damage decrease. Grease kick amplified damage decrease. Lethal clinch. Elbow drop decreased. A double spear knee hit advantage is now 13, down from 50. There's a lot of frame adjustments. A second hit block set increased by 5 frames. Frames here and there. So that's a very like pro approach. I like that they're doing this kind of stuff. But the one that's got people up in arms here is Scorpion. Okay? This is kind of a big deal because all you guys know, like, any Scorpion mains out there probably uses the hell out of the Hellport.
Oh my gosh.
And this is something that back when the Hellport was first brought in as his ability, I think it was Mortal Kombat 2, if I remember correctly.
I think so, yeah.
That's just something you expand a lot.
My sister did this to me.
I remember having to
She
be really
did.
careful about the Hellport back in those old games, like Mortal Kombat 2 and 3, because if you ducked and blocked,
Yeah.
then you would just sit there spinning in the air,
Right.
and you could uppercut.
Uh-huh.
So all you had to do was duck and block if you had somebody doing that, and you could counter it really easy. So you had to be really
Right.
careful about that. That was not the case in Mortal Kombat 11 because it was a low attack. So like if you or it wasn't, I don't know if it was just a low attack, maybe it was an upper attack, I'm trying to remember, but you couldn't just block it. So it was very hard to block. So people were just spamming the hell out of it, and you could use it to begin a high damage combo.
Okay.
So people who were good at that could just freaking Hellport and do a crazy combo, Hellport do a crazy combo, and spam the hell out of the opponent. But now they have changed it to a high attack. So now you can once again block and then counter with an uppercut.
Right.
So they're going back to that old school version of it, and I'm happy about that.
Yeah, why
'Cause
not?
I'm like, I think it's crap they would have made that easier to connect with.
Yeah.
Wouldn't want to make that easier to connect with. That's freaking ridiculous.
Yeah, that's true.
But there's
That's true, I
gonna
agree.
be Scorpion mains out there who's gonna be very mad.
Yeah,
I
some
did like
people
the
are
I did like
pissed.
there's a quote here at the bottom here. Reaction most players who made the most move is best summed up by the dominant one who wrote, "As a Scorpion main, this hurts." To which Gothican replied, "I didn't know Scorpion mains knew feelings."
Oh, burn!
But yeah, anyway. So
I think it's cool. I'm
Yeah.
glad that they made so many patches and they let everybody know, and that it was such a huge list that they just posted it right to the subreddit.
yeah.
And we're just like, here you go.
Here you go, everybody. Here's
So,
all your
yeah.
the pros out there. Well, if you're pro, like the frame counts per
huge.
each move, and per the blocks and the like how long it takes to block, how long the recovery times are, very important to know. So
Yeah.
when there's adjustments by those, you gotta know because you gotta go to your main character and be like, oh, that combo that I was using or this response to some or is not gonna work the way it used to, and I might have to change my strategy. Or maybe you see like, hey, every time I'm fighting this character now, they used to be able to do this, and now I can take this approach, you know? And especially with Scorpion, that's gonna change. So
Oh, totally,
I do
yeah.
like they're being so transparent with it and so upfront with it, and I do like they're spending a lot of time balancing. But you're definitely not gonna make everybody happy about it.
Of course
And
not,
a lot of people are gonna be mad about this one, but as a non-Scorpion main, I'm happy about it. So I'm wondering what you guys think about it. Are there any Scorpion mains here that are mad about it? I wanna know.
Ooh. Okay, in crappy YouTube news.
Crappy YouTube news. Do we need an
There's-
intro for that?
Yeah, maybe.
YouTube news.
Oh gosh. So this YouTuber Brooke Houts, accidentally, I think, uploaded a video of her hitting and what looked like spitting on her dog and yelling at her dog. And I have never been, I can't remember the last time I was more livid at watching a video. I am not going to play it here because it is horrible. What I think she did was she accidentally uploaded an unedited version of her video.
Yeah.
And she was trying to prank her dog, and the dog jumped, big Doberman, dog jumped, and did you see it?
Yeah.
Smacks the
I saw
dog.
it, yeah.
And that, like, seriously, I like to think that I give everybody the benefit of the doubt, and I want to hear what everybody has to say. But people who abuse animals, oh my God, like the fury.
And people
that
wonder
I
why
have.
dogs like Dobermans, like you have like a bad reputation for them and they can be violent. If you're smacking the crap out of your dog, it will be violent.
And the
Like-
whole like idea of there being bad breeds.
Yeah.
And
They're
all of
energetic
that-
breeds. They're breeds you have to exercise a lot.
Yeah, that's a very good
That's
point.
really it. Like
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
get an energetic breed and
I
you're
mean-
not prepared to take care of it properly,
Yeah.
it's going to misbehave.
Yeah, they have to be cared for properly. You
Yes.
have to know how to,
Yeah.
know the dog you're getting.
Yes.
And the kind of care that your dog needs or whatnot. But then she posted this big thing to her Twitter saying that, I'm a good dog mommy and I care about it's like, we saw you yelling at the dog, and the LAPD is investigating for animal abuse or animal cruelty and things like that. So, which I'm glad to see, because I just have like zero tolerance for that kind of thing. If I know
Yeah.
that you've hurt an animal or hit an animal, Oh my God. No way.
Yeah.
No way. I just, this was going on Twitter. In the middle of all of this like mess of social media this week, this pops up.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, like I can't with like social media this week. It was just, she was everywhere. And do you think she should be like arrested or fined?
I don't know the law specifically.
Yeah.
So I really can't speak to that.
You can't hit or spit on your dog.
Yeah, if that's the way it's written in the law. I mean, I can't speak to that.
Yeah.
You know, whether or not you'd be arrested or charged or something like that. But I mean, I think it was crap though. I mean, I did see it, and like it was at the point where like the statement's like, well, I would never do anything to like physically or mentally harm an animal. It's like, you did.
Yelled at your dog.
We've seen it. So like, I don't know what you're talking
Hit your
about.
dog.
Like, you can't talk your way out of this one.
I know.
You did it. But there's a lot of people that it's the same way. It reminds me of Daddy of Five. Right?
Oh.
Where they don't know that they're being abusive.
Yeah.
Like, she thinks that she just got like a dog that's like super, like that she like, well, you need to make sure the dog knows not to do these things. And she thinks that's
you
the
have
way.
to discipline the dog.
Well,
that's how you discipline.
That's the thing that she thinks and she believes, and she's probably been told somewhere that's actually how you discipline a dog. So she doesn't know that she's being abusive, basically.
She did say, I remember reading something like, it's expensive to get them trained, and then you don't have one. Then
that's the problem. If you're not prepared to take care of, like, if you get a breed like a Doberman, and you're not in a situation to take them to a park, to run them around, to walk them like a lot, and really get them exercise, don't get a Doberman.
Yeah.
Get a dog that doesn't need as much exercise. It doesn't need as much like outdoor time, and like, because there are dogs out there that are lower energy, that don't need as much movement.
Right.
Rescue a greyhound that is like this doesn't really have any energy left. Like, there are a lot of them out there. They're really gentle. They could just hang out.
I know.
You know, don't get a Doberman.
I know. Some people like the optics of a Doberman.
Yeah, well, Dobermans are cool dogs. I mean,
they're
like,
very cool.
They're great dogs,
yeah.
but like you need to be ready to take care of them. Not all dogs need to be taken. You can't be like, I know how to take care of a dog.
Right.
There's no such thing as I know how to take care of a dog.
Yeah.
Do you know how to take care of this dog?
Yeah.
You know,
this breed
or this dog, like this breed
Yeah.
or this breed. Like there are differences the way you have to take care of them.
Some people like that's like getting a husky in a warm climate, and you have to get ice and bring them outside and put them in like a baby pool of ice. They need snow.
Yeah.
So it's
you don't just want to get one that dog looks cool. It's like there's more to it than that.
I know.
You know?
I know. It's just
and they're all
so
fantastic
disgusted.
animals as long as you like are ready to take care of them.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
A responsibility,
I know.
right? This is just somebody who's like
responsibility.
It's somebody that's like violating their responsibility. They're not
and acting innocent about it.
Yeah, not taking the responsibility of their dog, abusing it, and then saying it's the dog's fault.
Yeah,
it's like get out of here. I don't know. That stuff's crazy to me.
Okay, it's time for the subreddit of the week, and this week is Slammy Whammies.
Slammy Whammies?
Yes.
Slammy Whammies.
Slammy Whammies is a little bit more elevated form of tippy taps.
Oh, slammy whammies.
Slammy whammies. So because we had such like a crazy like news week or whatever, this is when, you know, like an animal gets really excited. You know when they get tippy taps and they go like deet, 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 like this?
You got a treat?
Yeah, they go like this.
Yeah.
This is 2 feet.
Oh, slammy whammies. Oh my God.
For example, look at this. He's waiting for his toy duck. He's getting really excited. There you go. So they're tippy tap, slammy whammy, slammy whammy.
Oh, he's doing a combo there.
He is. He's excited.
Tippy tap, tippy tap.
Slammy whammy, slammy whammy. You gonna throw it? Hold on, I just want to see it throw. Yay! You gonna go get it? Good jump!
Do it!
Yeah! Okay. I like this one. Break time's over. He's relaxing.
Oh.
Yeah!
Right! Let's get back here.
I love that wind up.
Yep.
He was taking a little break. Oh my gosh. Dogs at the beach are amazing. Oh my gosh. So fun. With these happy slams. Yes. Yes.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
If anybody has an animal that does slammy whammies, send it to us.
Oh my God, that's
because
great.
I really, I love when you guys send me your pets.
yeah,
oh my gosh.
yeah,
I love it. I know. It's so awesome. And it's so great. What's this? Sliced bread joy? What is this?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Awesome. Oh, that was exciting. So that's slammy whammies. Yes.
Okay, now it's time for What You Watching.
What you watching?
Yeah, there's no real movie trailers for this week, and there's not really any game trailers for this week.
We
so
looked like crazy. There was nothing.
pretty dry week for that kind of stuff. And we've been sick and busy, so it hasn't even been a lot of stuff we've been watching.
No.
So we wanted to go and visit this channel that we've been taking a look at recently called Ctrl-Shift-Face. And it's a deep fake channel. It does deep fakes on movies with other actors or movies or interviews and stuff like that. And it's freaking crazy.
Yeah. And we're going to get claimed, but that's
whatever.
fine. That's fine.
It happens
Whatever.
every time.
Okay, so they put Jim Carrey in The Shining. And oh my God, how good is The Shining though, really? Look at this.
Oh, come on, hon.
This
Don't be
part's
so grouchy.
I'm not being grouchy. I just want to finish my work.
Oh, so weird.
That's so
Okay,
weird.
I
And it's like an
understand.
equivalent,
I'll come
like
back later on with a couple of sentences for
equivalently
you.
young Jim
Maybe you'll let me
Carrey.
read something.
You know?
Yeah,
that
the
looks,
age, yeah.
Yeah, like the age lines up.
Wendy, let me explain something to you. Whenever you come in here and interrupt me, you're breaking my concentration. You're distracting me. And it will then take me time to get back to where I was.
Ah!
And
Oh my God.
I know.
It's so crazy.
I want to look at another one. Oh my God. I love The Matrix.
Yeah, Matrix is
He picked
great.
good ones.
This is a sparring program.
Oh, they put Bruce Lee in this part?
Reality of the Matrix. It has the same basic rules like gravity. What you must learn is that these rules are no different than the rules of a computer system.
We haven't seen
Some of
this.
them can be used. Others
Well, you know, it's not as good a quality as the other ones because he was in all the
can hit me.
older movies.
Can.
Wow. That's so cool.
I would just watch this part. I'm trying to like look really close.
Yeah, it is really cool, but yeah, it is. You still got like the Keanu Reeves mannerisms happening, so like,
Yeah.
I'm like having more trouble seeing past this one.
This movie's just so awesome, though. Oh
It
my
was
God.
the coolest thing about this movie
so
to me when it
good.
came out was that they all actually learned kung fu to do it.
Yeah!
I was like, what do you mean? Like
I
Keanu Reeves and
know!
Lawrence Fishburne doing kung fu?
I
thought
know.
that was the coolest
It was
thing in the world.
amazing. It
Yeah.
was amazing.
All right, this is crazy. We watched a little of the beginning of this one, but Bill Hader was on a late night show, and he's talking about being at a reading with Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
A script reading with Tom Cruise, and his interaction he had with him, and he does his Tom Cruise impression, and they put Tom Cruise's face on him when he's doing the impression.
Yeah.
And it keeps
This is
going
what
back
got
and
us to
forth, and
watch
it's
it, yeah.
weird. Yeah, for the
Dan
side.
is like me, like, you know, like, hey, just happy to be here, guys. You know, like,
It's so weird
and
how
some other
they-
supporting guys, and then
whoever
Tom
does
Cruise
this.
walks in, and even those guys are like, whoa, and he's super stoked to be there, you know, just like, yeah, oh, boom, you know, like, he's like,
It feels like trippy.
Yeah, because
just
it's so subtle.
immediately excited.
Yeah, like just like that the shift
when he
back and
walks into a
forth.
room. And so he comes over and he sits next to me, and I think he had been briefed on some of the supporting guys, but he was like trying to place me, you know? So he sat down next to me, and he's like, I love your work.
Oh my
I
God.
went, oh, thanks. I love your work
Look
too.
at even like the
Tom
teeth
Cruise.
change and stuff.
Thanks. and I go, yeah, you know, I'm friends with Judd Apatow and Seth Rogen, and they went to your house. He went, yes. They did come to my house, and I said, Seth Rogen was like, you know, it was amazing. He has like a bike track in his backyard. It's phenomenal. and I did a Seth Rogen impression, and it was like I did a magic trick. Tom Cruise was like, yeah.
That is so
And he points
freaky.
to me. And he pointed at me and he goes, you do impressions and you're on Saturday Night Live. And I went, hey. Like,
Isn't that crazy? Like, it kind of freaks me out a little bit.
It is crazy. It
I
is super
know.
crazy. You know who I'd like
I'm
to see?
slightly uncomfortable.
You know who I'd like to see them do a video like this on?
Who?
Melissa Villaseñor.
Oh,
Because
with
she's
her.
a great impressionist.
Yeah,
she does
yeah.
really great impressions. And if you
Put
like
Owen
took and
Wilson
changed
on
her
her.
face in the middle of one of the impressions, it would be so trippy, I think.
It's so creepy.
Yeah, super creepy.
Yeah.
Like Ari Spears.
Yeah, Aries Spears. Yeah, you get all those like really good impressionists.
Yeah, really good
and
impressionists. Yeah, so you
yeah,
can do
and
this
just
with
put them right on.
That'd be
but
so crazy.
I don't know. It freaks me out a little bit.
It is
Give
really.
me the
I mean, I love the
willies.
comedy angle of it, but like the other use of deepfakes, it's like, oh my god, this could be really bad.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's pretty creepy stuff. All right, guys, so that was this episode of BS on the Internet. If you want to see any more that we talked about, links are in the description.
Yes.
And don't forget to watch us on Twitch. What am I even looking for? I'm freaked out. This is and if you like this video, please support us on Patreon. Click like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, bye.
Bye.